Hey, welcome back to Snacks Please. Today's video I'm going to talk about every single pin I've ever made so far. I'm just going to walk you through all of the pin designs that I've come up with over the past couple of years and just talk a little bit about them. So without further ado, here we go. I'm starting chronologically in reverse, so these are the newest pins I've made, and they are the mini pin pill trios. I just wanted to make some really cute, colorful board fillers, and lately I've been struggling to decide between if I like black nickel plating or gold plating better, so I ordered 50% of the order of both, and the little red ones with the tricolor screen printing, so cute. They're just meant to be happy little pills. Yeah, they're great board fillers to stick in places where you have awkward gaps. Before that, I made this starry-eyed pin based off of Sailor Moon's eye, loosely. Yeah, I really like it. It's one of my favorite pins I've designed. It's not very popular yet, but yeah, I have my Snacks Please logo on the back, and I just love the colors and the screen print. There's actually several screen prints: the shadow of her eye, the shadow of her hair, and then the white stars, and the blue in her eye too. And along with that pin, I also ordered this, I call it the ocean browser because it's like a browser window. And these both were from it. All these three pins were from the same manufacturer, so there were a couple problems with them. So the batches are kind of small. But yeah, I like the ocean browser too. Similar color scheme, but not quite identical. Now we're moving into my Houseplant Party Kickstarter. This isn't technically a pin, but it's still made with enamel, so I included it. It's my Gotta Go, My Plants Need Me keychain. The first keychain I've ever made. I'm pretty pleased with it, though there are some small things I would change, like the color of the hardware is silver and not black nickel. But, you know, that's not a big deal to me. Next up, I made the spider plant pin, also part of the Kickstarter. It was one of the last ones to get unlocked. I think it's really cute. I like the way the leaves turned out. As you can see, different colors screen printed on top. This one's pretty screen print heavy too. It's a snake plant, and it's got screen printed wood grain, the blue Japanese wave design on the pot, and then two colors screen printed on the leaves. So yeah, pretty complex in terms of printing, but a cute little pin. This one's one of the more complex from the Kickstarter, the rubber plant. I did two colorways. This is the primary colorway, so the pot has a terrazzo style screen print design on it, and in bright primary colors. The leaves have two screen printed colors, I think, or maybe three, and then that is like 6 or 7 colors on the pot. Loads of detail. Came out really well. This current manufacturer that I've been using for this project has done a really good job with a lot of the screen printing, so I'm really pleased with that. This is a bit more lush than any rubber plant I personally own. They're all a bit struggling and fledgling right now, so wishful thinking, I guess. Here's the pastel version. The only problem with this one is the little feet on the pot are the same blue color as the primary. They were supposed to be that like tealy green color, but not a big deal. You wouldn't even notice probably. But I think the colors for this one came out really pretty as well. This is almost a mini pin. It's a blue chalk stick succulent, which I don't actually own a succulent of that name, but I like the way it looked. So I designed a cute little succulent pin with lovely little flower screen printed details, and the succulents itself have the little green tips are screen printed, and little light blue lines are screen printed as well. And I did a happy face version also, so you can see the little guys. The yellow enamel at the base of the pot is the same for both pins, just the only thing that changed was the pot design itself. This one was one of the more popular designs. It's a pothos or devil's ivy. I have several of this plant, none in this exact pot. Again, all just sort of wishful thinking. But it's got 2 or 3 different colors of screen print on the leaves, and then the screen print wood grain on the bottom. I wanted to keep the pot itself pretty simple because it's kind of a wild looking and overgrown looking plant. And this is tame. Like most devil's ivy have lots and lots of tendrils, but I had to sort of pare it back to make it more feasible for manufacture. This one, really bright colors. It's a ZZ plant. I forget what the Z and the Z stand for, but you know, whatever. The pot base is actually only white enamel, and then every other color is screen printed on top. And then of course screen printed leaves. Every plant in this collection has screen printed leaves so that they have a multifaceted look. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the printing came out for these guys. And I couldn't help but doing a colorway, so a yellow and pink variant. I don't remember which one was unlocked first, but it doesn't matter, they were both unlocked, so you can either get red and blue or pink and orangey yellow. Then we had this little silver dollar plant. I actually don't own a ZZ plant or a silver dollar plant, but I liked the way the leaves looked on this one, and it fit into this nice cute little pot. So just a bit of highlight on each of the leaves silk screened, and then the pot is again white enamel with yellow, red, blue, and the little black sprinkles silk screened on. So they did a really great job with the precise detail, lining everything up like that. They look really good. And then this is the pastel variant, and it's sort of a teal, orangey pink colorway, and I kept the white with the black sprinkles on. And you can see my crazy polka dot nail polish that I did specially for this video. Didn't quite turn out how I envisioned, but whatever. This was the most popular design beside the pothos. It's a monstera plant, and I wanted again to keep, with the crazy complicated leaves, a nice simple pot, so just white enamel with the black little shapes silk screened on. And again, the leaves have lots of nice depth and color. Really pleased with how the leaves came out. I think it looks really nice. And yeah, a couple cutouts there too, because what would it be? It wouldn't be a monstera without some cutouts. And now we move on to a collaboration I did with my husband. This was a pin based off of a drawing he'd done years ago, and it's the Skater Demon. So we have Snacks Please X 3-sided, because 3-sided is his personal artist name. But we have 3 variants. We have the skull variant, this pizza variant, and then another splatter variant that you'll see in a second. But each one of these is pretty big, and the polka dots or the halftone on the legs is all screen printed, as well as the detail on the skateboard. So super impressed with how these came out. They're some of the my most favorite pins that I've ever, made. This one is the most popular with the colors. The paintball splatters just add such a fun dimension to it, I think. Yeah, so basically I just took one of his drawings and vectorized it and made a few tweaks so that it was feasible for pin manufacture. But I think the drawerly style, like the lines, I really tried to pay attention to the weight of his lines as opposed to just making them all the same width. And I think that really comes across. I think I'm so happy with how this pin came out. Here's a charity pin that I designed. Don't be a racist. Seeing a lot of people being a racist, not following this advice, but for this pin, every sale I donated 50% of the proceeds to Black Lives Matter, and I'm still doing that. I will be doing another donation once I tally up any sales from the last round. But I was able to donate about $300 or $400 last time, so pretty pleased. And this was the original variant, but I of course also had to do in a gold-plated variant. And then later on, because these were successful, I went and did a pastel variant, which you will see soon. But really happy with how they came out. Nice and simple design. Gotta love rainbows, gotta love sparkles. Yeah, I think the pastel variant is my favorite. I just like the colors. But holding pins up this close to the camera, you kind of see little flaws that the naked eye, or my eyes with glasses, don't always pick up on. So it's a blessing and a curse to zoom in this much, I think. Mostly I don't notice any little flaws, but get them up in front of that macro lens and oh boy. Okay, here's from my Kickstarter collection, Head in the Clouds. This was a very complex pin to make. It's got glitter in the bubbles and the sparkles, and then I think 6 or 7 different silkscreen colors on those bubbles. But I think it came out so beautifully. It's a different take for me. Usually I do cutesy or poppy, like bright colored stuff. And this is that, but I think it's a bit more pretty, on the pretty side for stuff I designed. But really love how it came out. And this was before I switched over to Snacks Please, so it was my old retrospect logo with my name, which still works, still identifies me, but now I'm going by Snacks Please. This was also in the collection. It's a magic apple, and just cut open and you see all the magic bubbly stuff inside, and it's got lots of little sparkles. Those little yellow silkscreen sparkles are so tiny. They're like fractions of a millimeter in height, I think. So you can get quite a lot of detail with silkscreen stuff. So this was the second Kickstarter I did, and I did it just for these bubble pins. So I did two variants, this one with the glitter enamel, and then everything else is silkscreened. The glitter is a little subtle. My manufacturer didn't have a lot of choices. I've seen other really pretty sparkly white glitter, but yeah, I'm still pleased with this one. The silkscreen came out really nicely. I think it's again one of my favorite pins this collection, just all the beautiful colors. And then I did one with white enamel, and you can just see how much it makes all those silkscreen colors pop. It's a little more graphic looking, which I like as well. I think it looks so good. Yeah, and I like the way the metal bits are nice and shiny, just very bright colors. Some people call it a jelly bean. It's sort of meant to be like a squishy, sparkly bubble thing. I don't really know. It is what you want it to be. These pins, this one and the next one, were from a collaboration I did with Jushmu. She's a great artist here on Instagram. You should check her out. She does a lot of really cool, like D&D, nerdy, gaming related pins, and they're very adorable. Lots of OCs as well, so if you like that kind of stuff too, definitely go check her out. And I did 2 pins and she did 2 pins. And I did this little flamingo floaty and a little popsicle, and she did a juice box and another popsicle. I'll just put a little picture up. But here's my little mini watermelon pop. 2 colors of screen print on white enamel. Just cute and simple. I am a sucker for mini board filler type pins, especially when they pair with a bigger pin. It's just so cute. And next up we move into another Kickstarter I did, the Lil Buddies collection, which was my most successful Kickstarter. And this was the first pin to unlock. This is the Lil Bomb, and I had to do gold and black nickel plating, so lots of choice there. Sometimes I think I like the gold or the black nickel plating better, but gold is such a classic pin look that I also really like that. And each pin came with color corresponding backing clutches. So those ones came with blue rubber ones. These little ghosties they come with white ones. And these were the most popular design from the whole Kickstarter. And it's good because they had a really high, or really low I should say, flaw rate with the manufacturer. So they all came out really good quality. So I got lots of them. And I just love the simple design. There's no silkscreen on these ones, and the 3 color and the little boo sign. Very cute. And then we have the Lil Flame. Thought it was funny, a little flame is holding a lit firecracker, possibly from itself. I don't know why I came up with this design. My husband drew a little flame and I added the firecracker, so a bit of a collab. Yeah, really happy with how that one came out. I think the black nickel one really makes the colors pop. This one was one of the less popular designs in the Kickstarter, so I have lots of them. But it's a little balloon, and he's just a little friendly guy holding a pink tulip. I think he's cute. I really like them. Oof, the camera really washes out that red. And again, very simple on the back. They came with a red backing clutch. And here we have the little planet, which you notice I'm using as my Snacks Please logo for now. Really like how he came out. Just the one blue tone as silkscreen, but yeah, really cute little face. He's the only one who has an open mouth in this collection, I was realizing. Most of them have just a little 2 dots and a smile, but he has an open mouth. Ooh, so big, so different. And then we got these little flower buddies. I like the pink and the yellow and the 2-tone green. I think the colors are nice in these ones. And I don't know, both look good. I like the gold and the black. I'm indecisive for each one. I think they all look good. Which is why I had to order both of them. And these guys, I'm sold out of, I think, the black nickel and have like a couple gold, or vice versa, but they were super simple to manufacture, just white enamel and then 3 silkscreen colors. And they're so cute and so tiny and just perfectly round. I really like these ones. One of my favorites from the collection. Though the whole collection I really like. Really proud of this one. these little metal buddies just for that shiny metal. Really hard to take a picture of and get a good angle on. And you have to make sure you kind of dust them off for fingerprints and stuff. But I like how liquidy the metal looks. Nice and shiny. Yeah, I just wanted something simple to balance all the like little silkscreen details of the other pins. This was a design that I added halfway through the campaign because the campaign was going well, the little drip, and I'm so happy I made him. I love him. I love the 3 silkscreen colors on top of the pale blue enamel to just really add that like texture and depth. Well, he's one of my favorites. So cute. Did have a bit of a higher flaw rate. There were lots of like issues with the silk screening having like little bubbles and stuff, but still happy. And then of course I had to do mini pins. So I have first up the mini peach, or the little peach. And no room for a back stamp, of course. And then I did a little shooting star. With the tiny little faces. These are, I think, the smallest pins that I have made. I wanted to make the pills smaller, but I ended up making them a little bigger. Yeah, so cute. And then what started it all was a little buddy design I did. This is a precursor to the whole campaign. I did this one ages ago, and yeah, just a little orange chillin' with a party hat. And he was pretty successful. I've reordered him a couple times, and so due to his success, I was like, I should make more pins like him. And this was from a completely different manufacturer, and they did laser etching on the back, which I kind of like, but I moved to back stamps because I like the tactile feel. These ones are just little one-offs I did, little snacks pins. I've always been a fan of snacks, so this was when my love with black nickel began, I think. Or my indecisiveness with black nickel and gold, so I ordered a bit of both. But yeah, just a little typography piece, trying my hand at that. And just using bright colors. They're fun little ones to tell the world you like snacks. And then here is from my Tattoo Shop Flash Kickstarter. Now these pins are only available in black nickel, and this is the starter one, the little swallow with white silkscreen face and then blue shadow silkscreen on the wings and body. I just think it's so cute. I have a blue swallow tattooed on my arm actually. It doesn't look like that, but I was definitely influenced by the old school traditional tattoo imagery that's so popular. Yeah, I think this one came out really well. And then I did a traditional, dagger stabbing through a heart. I was so close to doing a mom tattoo, or a pin based off a tattoo, but I didn't. And all these pins come with that turquoise backing clutches, regardless of what they have on them in the video. Lots of little details in the handle and the hilt of the sword, and then some little blood droplets. And then I had the idea to do like a strawberry, but based off the Sacred Heart, so this is the Sacred Berry. This one has a lot of complex line work and stuff, and it was hard to get the design just right. Lots of tweaking with the like sun rays coming off the back of the berry, but in the end, again, I'm quite happy with how it came out. It's one of the bigger pins in the collection. Then I've got this Be Good. There was supposed to be a blue flower that says Be Nice, but that didn't get unlocked. I'm still happy this one did. Though I will say the red that I used, the red enamel in this collection, was a little darker than I would have liked. Yeah, this campaign collection relied on a lot of that like dot dash line work to add like hatching and depth and stuff. This is the most detailed pin in this collection. I can't believe they got all this detail into this tiny little pin. And like, look at it. I was just like pouring in little shapes and flourishes, and yeah, they managed to get it all into the pin. I'm really pleased. Yeah, the little key. So cute. I didn't realize that I actually saved a B grade for myself. You could see on the blade of the key there, it's a little bit of unexposed metal, but that's alright. I don't mind having a B grade. It's such a complex pin, I'm surprised it turned out at all. And of course, it wouldn't be a collection without a mini pin, so I did a little tiny Valentine heart with little scalloped edges. Yep, just cute and sweet. And next up we have some one-off pins. This is the Dex, the trainer's handbook. I had this idea to do like an old school precursor to the Pokédex, when it was just a big textbook that trainers would lug around and be like, is that a Pikachu? I can't tell. This pin, not as successful in my shop as I would have liked, but I still really like the idea. Just little rainbow bookmarks for different Pokemon types or whatever. They haven't discovered all the Pokemon types at that point, so. And then in the same order, I did this typography Naps pin. This took a lot of work to design. I did research on like tattoo shop windows, like barber windows, all those hand-painted window flourishes and signage, and tried to make it a piece that would emulate that, like all those swooshes and stuff in the background. Yeah, it took me a lot of work to get all of that to look balanced and clean and not amateurish. Didn't translate perfectly to the pin. I may have done like some silkscreen instead if I were to redo this pin, but yeah, I'm still happy with how it came out. Anyways, on to another grouping. So I did these guys, my chronology is a bit messed up, but I did these guys after I did the first Lil Orange. So these are little star buddies, and based off of a little sketch doodle in my husband's sketchbook. He's really good at drawing little cutesy things like this too, as well as cool skater demons. But I love the design so much that I made it in 3 colors. It's not been as popular as I would have liked though, so I guess other people don't resonate with him as much as I do, but that's okay. I think the 3rd color, it's the yellow with the blue, is my favorite one in the group, though I really like them all. I'm indecisive. I just really like yellow, and I like how that blue star really pops on its chest. And then of course each of them has highlighted white little like bubble highlights on the edge, silkscreened as well. And here we have an RPG items pin that's a collaboration between my husband and myself. He drew these out and I pinified them. But it's a little pile of loot that you might get from like a dungeon or something. So there's a little sword and some gems and coins and skulls. I really like how he did this, and with the flat gold coins too, so shiny. A really nice balance and variation. I think it's really cute. This has been a popular design too, and it's got our collaborative logo, 3-sided creative. And he did a light sword. He's also designed a dark sword and a couple other like light and dark counterparts. We have them as a sticker set, but we haven't made all of them into pins, but I think this sword came out really well. Just nice and simple, no silk screen at all, just very clean design. But you can see we just squeezed on a back stamp there. Kind of tight, but it works. And then some of the more popular pins in the group have been these 3 potions. We started off with the red and a blue one, and then we added the purple elixir. But this is actually a reorder, and it was a new manufacturer, so they made them all a bit smaller by accident, but I actually really like the small size. You'll see a size comparison later on when I show the originals. But yeah, we've got the blue for MP, the red for HP, and the purple for elixir. And moving along, we have my clutter ball, the most complicated pin I ever designed. The original vector art of this was like 7,000 times more complicated. My manufacturer kept being like, no, we can't make it. No, we can't make it. And even still, once they said yes, all the pins have a high flaw rate. Like even this one, there's areas of underfilled enamel and little bubbles and stuff. I used a manufacturer that I don't use anymore, but this was one of my older manufacturers and they had a pretty high flaw rate. But overall, I still love this pin. I love all the details and the color. It's based off of Katamari. So if you know that game, it's like a little guy pushes a ball and picks up objects and gets bigger and bigger. So this is a Katamari ball covered with objects. I also did a pastel variant, and this is the only time I've ever used rose gold plating. I like it. I think it turned out really pretty, but I often have not since felt compelled to use rose gold in my work. But yeah, the pastel colors are really pretty. I just love all the detail I was able to keep in that design. And here's my first ever Kickstarter campaign. It was the Stackable snacks. So I had done these vectors of Lego pieces sort of modded to look like food. So this was one of the first designs ever, and this is what really launched the collection, but a little burger. I still really love this design, all the silk screen and stuff. Really made it pop. Anyways, the second pin was the sprinkle. Original pink enamel was popular, so I decided to order a glitter version as well. I'm not as happy with how the glitter version came out. I think the pink is a little washed out, but the glitter's really pretty. And now I also did the same with a popsicle you'll see later, so just a flat popsicle here. Really like the colors, just that traditional rocket pop. And each pin has silkscreen little sparkles on too. And they have my old back stamp with no name. But here is the glitter version, and I really like the way this white glitter came out. It's really pretty and sparkly. Would have liked that kind of glitter for my Head in the Clouds bubble, but different manufacturer. And then I did the pineapple, which was one of my favorites. I really like how I did the hatching on the bottom, and then all the leaves have different tones on them. I just think yellow and green, I don't know, I think it came together really nicely. Next up in the collection is the watermelon, and just sort of standard bricks of Lego, no fancy made up pieces. This one I did some silk screening of the like patterns on the watermelon's husk or shell. It's not a shell, outer edge. Oh, and one of the more popular ones was this cocktail. So I actually designed it to be Lego pieces, clear Lego pieces turned upside down so they could be a vessel. It's a little bit fudged, but I mean, I still think it's cute. I really like the colors that I used in this one, the creamsicle orange and the pastel pink and stuff. The yellow straw. I think this one came out really well. This design was a mojito, and this design had such a high flaw rate, I barely got any valid ones to send out to my backers. And this sample, or the one that I kept, like you can see flaws on the straw and near the berries, and in the silkscreen on the ice cube. There's like some underfill and stuff in the middle there. Such a high flaw rate. It was a little too complex. This was a different manufacturer, the one that did the Katamari, so they had a high flaw rate. I used two manufacturers because I had two Stackable Snacks campaigns. It's a little confusing. Anyways, this one I called a hard candy, even though it's just like melting Lego pieces. I wanted it to fit into the food theme. But I really like the colors and the simple design. I like this one. It's not been as popular, probably because people want more of like the food shaped ones. But I still like it. And this was in the second campaign, so it was the second manufacturer again, which is the worst manufacturer. And this had the highest flaw rates. I had to reorder it, so I have so many B grades of this pin still in my shop, like 2-3 years later. There was just like issues with underfill and bubbles and everything, but still really like that design. This was the highest ever flaw rate, but I couldn't reorder it because it was just such a headache. Even this sample, you can see there's like underfill everywhere. There's bubbles in the enamel, there's scratches, there's dents. I think I got like 8 A grades out of the whole batch, or something absolutely ridiculous. They did give me like a partial refund and stuff, but needless to say, that manufacturer was tricky to work with. And then of course I did a mini pin. This is a tiny little apple, little circular dot Lego. And they managed to fit a little laser etched background or back stamp on, so there's that at least. I think it's very cute. And then I did these companion mini pins, these smallies I called them, and they're all just sort of melting. I did the colored ones first, and then I did the black and white one. The white one has glitter in it. It's really hard to see in the camera, the kind of glitter they use, but it's there. It's subtle though. Yeah, and these make great board fillers. Just cute little things to stick in between your bigger pins. And then years later, I designed this dripping pizza one. My husband made a 3D model for me so I could get the perspective right. And then I just added my drips and such. But yeah, see, it's got the new-ish back stamp with my name on it, so different manufacturer. Yeah, I think they came out really cute. If you like pizza and you like Lego, win-win. So here's the first batch of designs we did, and it's with a completely different manufacturer, which I would not go back to. But we did the potion pins, and you can see there the newer one, how much smaller it is. I think it's cuter. But yeah, these were really cute. We sold them at Fan Expo. They have our very old logo on it, no word mark. and we did this little jump man. Not popular at all. Nobody bought him. I still have a bunch of them. But this manufacturer was really low quality and a lot of the metal tarnished. So I would not go back. It's allaboutpins.com. So I will say that they are a middleman manufacturer and they charge more, and the quality they delivered was not very good. Like these pins are our first pins, our logo pins, and I have 3 of them, and these are the better 2. They are all tarnished and scratched, and like I can't buff that off, I can't rub that off, so I feel bad because we sold them, but all of the pins aged really poorly. Anyways, whew, that is all of the pins that I have designed so far. I definitely have plans for more, but thank you for sticking around this far if you made it this far. Thank you so much for watching. Most of these pins are available still in my Etsy shop. Hope you have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!